Hey guys, it's Jeanette Smith and Dr. Ada. You are on Blueprint to Wellness and Success with Dr. Ada and PA Smith. Hi, Dr. Ada, how are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you, PA Smith. I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. And we have someone here, a special guest. We have Dr. Ketsia Adler. She is the CEO of College Cafe. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Welcome.
you. Pleasure being here, ladies. Thank you for having me.
Our
You're
pleasure.
welcome.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, yes. So we have some exciting information to give our audience. I'm going to first start with how I met Ketsia. Okay, so that was a very interesting story. Ketsia actually helped my son. So my son just got into Stony Brook. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And before he got in, of course, I was looking for scholarships. And so someone referred me to Dr. Sadler, and she helped my kid a lot, giving him options for scholarships, etc. But we're going to find out more about what she actually does, right, Dr. Ada?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. I thought I lost you guys for a second, but no, we're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here.
So yes, absolutely. Now, Dr. Ketsia, are you a school counselor, a social worker? I know you guys met in school and you were doing the college advisement, right?
So I am a school nurse. This is my 25th year working in a public school district, primarily at the same elementary school. I've been a registered nurse for 31 years. So real excited
Okay.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, I see. And you do the college piece at your
Yes,
school
that
as
that
well.
kind of started by accident, literally. Literally, just being regular parents. And when our oldest was in high school, his sophomore year, we're like, okay, we need to start doing the process. And we started looking at schools and like, oh my God, asking him what his interests were. And then we said, okay, looked at Syracuse, and Syracuse had everything he was interested in. I'm like, oh, they have a summer program, but the cost was out of our budget. And random conversation with another parent said, oh, there's a program in Patterson that has an affiliation with Syracuse. I'm like, oh, really? Okay, no problem. That's all she needed to say. And I was sold, called them, had his little interview, and then he started the program. And that was a godsend for him because it provided workshops twice a month on the whole college application process and preparing the students and had monthly meetings for the parents. So every time I came home, I would email other parents of kids who were the same age as him to say, hey, can you help me? Or here, I just heard this piece of information, you need to do this, whatever. And people would say, add my cousin to your email list, add so and so to your email list. And so it blossomed from going from
Oh, wow.
to actually having College Cafe. So
Amazing.
yeah,
I don't know if you know, I'm a retired school counselor. And so,
I did not.
yes, yes, for 30
Yeah.
years. And I mean, you can't underestimate starting the conversation as to where they want to go, what they want to
Right.
do, what different schools
Mhm.
offer, different programs. The conversation should get started very early on.
Really, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. Okay, well, we want to know, and I think you touched a little bit upon it. How did you start your journey? I mean, how did you end up doing college advisement?
Well, as I said, it started by accident, really. But I come from parents who like to share information anyway. And so it was very easy for me to just tell people that I knew about the information. Like with the program in Patterson, I literally would leave work in Englewood, pick up one kid who lived in town, then rush to Montvale to pick up my son and two other kids who were there to bring them to the meetings. And their
Mhm.
parents didn't get off work as early as I did, but they would meet us there and take their kids home. So the of the college stuff started, like I said, just because I have information, why keep it to myself? And then
Mhm.
Right.
College Cafe has blossomed into now where my primary uh, task is sending out emails at least once, sometimes three times a month with different scholarship information, summer programs, internships. I have information from elementary up until college and even postgraduate because you have to start early preparing
Hmm.
your children. And there's so many opportunities that families miss that, again, there's a lot out there so that people should not be going crazy. And the model for College Cafe is no more, pay less, because the more you know about the process, the less you'll have to pay
So
for
you
it.
have to
So
I
pay.
it's
love
really
it.
important that parents have the information. And so I constantly just reach out and send them the emails. And I meet with parents and their students one-on-one as well because we want to plan your program. What have you done already, and how can I help you to hone in your talents to make you more eligible to get the scholarship money? And then I also do whether it's a webinar or in-person workshops for different organizations as well. So that's kind of like how I get the information out there. And then I also
Amazing.
go to different college fairs, things like
Right.
that, just to meet
Bravo.
people and talk to them because you kind of have to be out there around the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, truly amazing. Do you have a Spanish program or is there translation or?
I don't have a Spanish program. I don't have a translation, but that's something we could talk about to maybe incorporate
Mhm.
because a lot of times we do find that students will come, but if their parent is on the Zoom, they have to translate for the parent.
The
Mm.
parents.
So that's something if you know how to do it. I don't know if I'd have to have somebody who is Spanish to be able to translate. I don't know if Zoom has that capability yet to translate information for people who are listening. So
Mhm.
That would be
Not really
great.
sure,
yeah.
but certainly something, to be looked at.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's definitely
Yeah.
something
Great
that is
idea.
that
Great
is
idea. I
worthy.
love that. And
Absolutely.
and and where are you from, Dr. Sadler? What part of the world are you from?
I am from the Caribbean. I was born in Haiti, came to the
Mm.
Right.
United States when I was 3, lived in New
Mhm.
York, and I've been in New Jersey for the last, I don't know, 40 some odd years.
Okay.
So,
Cool. Very
yeah. So
cool.
I come
And you
from
have a
parents.
neighbor. Dr. Ada is your neighbor.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so we have more questions. So I'm going to go into this question. What are the most common mistakes students make when applying for scholarships?
So one of them, as I said, was not starting early. What I learned through doing the email process is that sometimes I would put the email in once and then drop it. But I realized that I need to keep them in until the deadline drops because people, if you don't see the email the first time, then at least you'll see it, the next time you check. So kids don't start early with scholarships, and there are some as early as junior year of high school that you can apply to and be awarded. So you can kind of start putting that money away for school. So that's a big mistake is not starting early. And then the second thing is thinking that students are not eligible or they don't meet the criteria. So for instance, if a scholarship is has 5 different things that they're looking for. If you only have 3, I also always advise that you apply anyway, because if no one's applying, then this
For
money just
sure.
sits there.
For
And we
sure.
find that
Mhm.
lots of organizations have money to give away. So I say apply. Let them tell you no, as
Right.
opposed to you thinking, oh, I'm not going to get it. No, let them tell you no.
Right.
And kind of related is with financial aid and with schools. Parents will say, oh, I don't think my child should apply to that school because I make too much money. Well, how do you know you make too much money? Let the school tell you that you make too much money
Right,
because you never know. They might be able to give you 10, 20,000. I mean, sometimes in the grand scheme of things, okay, if you're going to have to pay another 70,000 out, okay, that may not help, but you might be eligible for more. So you never want to just say, "Oh, I'm not eligible. I don't
right.
qualify."
Right.
So those are the top 2 mistakes that I see.
Mm,
Hmm. Hmm.
okay. Mhm.
Absolutely.
All right. And what types of scholarships are often overlooked but easy to qualify for?
I say sometimes students don't think about their local scholarships. There are organizations like the fraternities, the sororities, the local banks, different companies in the area might have a scholarship, and you might think, oh, you might not even think about it, but it's a money that's available to you in your community. They do have the more national ones, which there's a lot more people applying for them. And yes, you probably could get it, but the pool of people is much larger. So sometimes I say you definitely may have a better chance of the local ones because I know I have a partner in college financial planning, and she said that what made her start her company was the fact that she was sitting on a board for a scholarship and kids were not applying to it. local students. And then what I found is in going to different events of the organizations, once their scholarships monies have been awardees have been announced, you hear the same kids' names getting this scholarship, that one. I'm like, oh wait, I know that child. Oh wait, I know that child.
The
Same,
same one.
same 5 to 10 group of kids are getting the same
Mm,
local ones. But again, there's money available.
they
But
figured
they
it
don't,
out.
they don't think. Or the
They
other
figured
part
it
too.
out.
Or the other thing that I found is that families will say, well, it's only $1,000. But hold up, wait a minute. If you take five $1,000 scholarships, that's $5,000 not coming out of your pocket. My younger son, especially, who's a Cornell grad, class of 2017, his freshman year going into Cornell, his our out of pocket was going to be 11,000, and he was awarded $8,000 in local scholarship money.
Amazing.
And
Amazing.
most of them were like $1,000. So had I said no to one of them, I would have lost out on money. So
That's
that
right.
doesn't make sense. I'm
Absolutely.
like, no. When the money's available, you apply for it.
You apply.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You don't think, oh my gosh, no, it's not worth it.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I remember when SAT scores were so important. Where are we today in terms of essay writing and grades? And what are the schools looking for today?
So as with the test scores during COVID, we had the issue where they were saying that tests were optional because we couldn't get out there and take
Mhm.
the SATs because we were all stuck at home.
Mm.
But now what I'm finding is that you still need to do the scholarships. You still need to take the test anyway, because sometimes if a school has money to be awarded, if they don't have test scores for you, you're not getting that money.
Mm.
They're going to give it to the person who has test scores, because they have another measure for that student. So I say, take the test. Now you have options. You've got the SAT, you've got the ACT. So I
Mhm.
say, take them both like your junior year, and then like I would say March do SAT, and then May or June do the ACT, see which one you score better on, so you know which one to do and which one you need to study for. Everyone, the people who do well on the tests, that's because a lot of them have been taking these tests for a few years, like since middle school. So they're
Practice.
not smarter than you, they
Mm.
just know the strategies. So I
Right.
say, okay, fine, you're not a good test taker, but I say do it anyway. Take
Practice.
the
And there's
test,
so
but
much.
there is, and then for those who can't afford
YouTube.
them,
Yeah.
right, there's
So
there's
much practice.
YouTube,
Mm.
there's YouTube, and then also you have things like there's a couple other people that I've referred to people to use to help them to study the test that are free. And then
Oh,
also schools have a program called Naviance, some of the high schools, there's free SAT prep on it. So why are you not doing the free stuff?
right.
Okay, you can't pay for Huntington, but you can still do the free things.
Right.
And then
Absolutely.
sometimes,
And even these tests, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but even these tests could be waived, right? The fees, some.
yes, the fees for the test can be waived, right? If you are a student whose family qualifies for free and reduced lunch, then yes, you can get the waiver.
Mm.
But like I said, if you talk to your guidance counselor, sometimes they can offer you waivers. Or like I said, if you really don't want to go that route, because some of us are too proud to ask, I'm not.
Yeah.
But if you're too proud to ask,
Yeah.
then you got to use the free stuff, but you have to take the time to study. And if you studying on your own did not raise your test score significantly, then you may have to invest in a tutor. And there are some people who are not as expensive. Like I know two men right now who are SAT test tutors. So, or SAT, ACT test prep tutors.
Mhm.
So we have the resources. You just got to ask and use your village. So yeah, and then
Yeah.
the essay as well. Essay is even more important than the test scores because the essay really gets them get to know you as a person. Your personality comes out through the essay.
Mhm.
And you can
Mm.
talk about something that they won't see in your grades, they're not going to see in the test scores. You have a chance to explain a situation that helped you grow or a challenge that you
Yes.
overcame. So the essays are so important. And
Mhm.
again, there are people who can help to read your essay to make sure that it's right so that the admissions people are not going to say, never mind, I don't want to look at this application because the essay is horrible.
Right. I have to
So
say something to that
Yeah.
effect. So my son, he got into Stony Brook, and which Stony Brook is a pretty good school,
Yes.
and but his SAT scores weren't that good. And I actually had a tutor that helped us with his essay. And I tell you, I would put my hand on a Bible. I don't know if I should say that, but
Mhm.
I really believe that that was part of why he got into that school, because he was able to talk about his basketball experience, and his home life and stuff like that. It makes it more intimate, more personable. So I
Yeah.
agree that you need to sometimes invest in that essay writer.
You
Essay. And I wanted to mention also the extracurricular activities. That's the place to
Mhm.
put them in. Is that
That's
correct?
right.
You
That's
you
right.
Talk
can you
about
can
it.
put them, well, I mean, they're already listed in your bio because they'll
Application.
ask you what you do, but you can talk about an experience
Mm,
in one of your extracurriculars that helped you grow, that was a challenge for you, or maybe you became like vice president and you never wanted to be an officer, but yet somehow you did it, and look at where you are now. Because the schools are different. Back in our time, if you didn't have the GPA,
yeah.
the SAT scores, they weren't
Mhm.
looking at you. Now they want a more well-rounded student. They want a
Yeah.
well-rounded class. It's competitive out there. So you have to make sure that your essay is wowing the the admissions person. They only have 8 minutes to read the essay, the whole application. So your essay
Right.
has to be on top.
Has to be on top. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I have another question, unless Dr. Ada has a question.
Uh,
Number, you want to ask her now?
no, no, you go.
Okay. So 8, this is my question. What qualities do scholarship committees consistently look for in applicants?
Well, they're looking for a strong applicant. Definitely. Whatever criteria they're asking, you got to meet that first of all. And then a lot of the scholarships will offer an interview, which again gives them another opportunity to talk to you and really get feedback. I sit on a committee for one of my organizations, and
Mhm.
definitely when you talk to the young ladies, it's so refreshing because their personalities come through. So
Mhm.
they want somebody who not just has the grades and the test scores, but they want someone who will embody the organization, someone who is going to make a difference, whether in their community, whether it be college or whatever. So they don't just want kids who are just book smart. They're looking for
Right.
someone who is going to be almost a change maker. And you can be that at whatever level. You don't have to be totally grandiose, but just you creating an organization at the high school level that maybe is affecting, older people in your community.
Mhm.
That's different,
Yeah. Forward
And
thinking and
and
forward thinking.
exactly, you find a problem, you fix it. That's what they're
Fix it.
looking for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My
Mhm.
son as well is a Cornell alumni. He's actually
Mhm.
going right now. He went back to school for his master's in AI technology. Um,
Wonderful.
and it's amazing the way they have them, part of their projects is solving these kind of problems,
Mhm.
finding a problem to solve, finding a product, a company to solve a problem. So that's what they have them practice, and that's what they're looking for. That's important, more important right now,
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, it
Mhm.
even
is.
than
It really is.
scores.
It is. It
So
really is.
I do have a question for you. I recall when we were looking for schools for my son, there was a lot of scams. We used to get emails offering different programs and stuff. What are red flags that parents and caregivers can pay attention to and look uh, for these scammers? Because I mean, anything where there's money involved, there probably will be scammers trying to rip somebody off.
So usually if you have to pay a fee to apply for something or be a part of something, I'm usually like that's definitely a red flag to it. There's one organization I've seen, and it's asked parents to pay, and I'm like, why do you need to pay for it?
Mhm.
All the other applications that I've mentioned, the majority of them, pretty much the ones that I send out, they're all free. They're not asking you to pay money to be able to do that. So that would be a big, definitely a big red flag if they're asking
Okay.
you for money because the
Incredible
application will be free.
resources. Yeah. And now are your scholarships national, international?
Some are national.
Local?
Some are national, some are local,
Mm.
whether it's local to Bergen County, New Jersey. So I really try to put the in the criteria in the paragraph with the scholarship, I will put the criteria and the location. So if it's looking for Bergen County high school seniors or New Jersey high school seniors, I will put what the criteria are. And they're different. Sometimes there's just too many to list. So that's why I say to the students, you got to take like an hour a week or two to work on scholarship so you have time to read through what the criteria are to ensure that, okay, all right, this is one that I need to send in my information.
Hmm. Excellent.
Okay, so wait a minute. This was great. What do you think, Dr. Ada? Oh, I learned a
Excellent.
lot
I
from
do
my
too.
12-year-old.
That's right. You still have a young one in middle
Oh
school.
my God, help me, help me.
I'm
So I
here, I
want to
got
say
you.
thank you for coming on. We are so grateful.
But
Okay.
before she goes,
Yeah.
Dr.
Yes.
Ketchum?
Ketsia.
Ketsia. Sorry, thank you. Dr. Ketsia, what is new with you? What is it? Where is College Cafe going? What direction? And you yourself?
So with College Cafe, trying to branch out more. My goal in 2026 is to reach out more to like some of my local churches and community organizations to do the workshop so that people kind of have a face to face and know who their support is because it always hurts me to meet people who we might have had a mutual contact and the person's like, well, I never knew that. So my goal is to really be able to have the workshops or webinars, however they want to do it, with the folks who need the information because the guidance counselors they don't have time to look for parents. You were busy. If it wasn't a parent like me who was constantly in your office
Mhm.
for my child or telling my child, you better go talk to Miss Aguilar, to get information, most of the parents are not, and they're so busy. So I'm trying to reach people where they are
Right,
with
right.
College Cafe to help them know what's available because especially with that big beautiful bill that was passed in July, the
Mm,
federal monies are not as available. Those loans are
Mhm.
not out there. So scholarships and knowing your child's strengths and to be able to be eligible for money is what's important. So I really want to get that message out to the families
yeah,
about the opportunities for money that's available.
absolutely. And you
Yeah.
mentioned loans. So as far as loans go, um, what is the government doing? Are we relieving our students from these loans or not?
Well, what they're doing is they are limiting the amount that you can borrow. So now it's more important that a student knows really, and it's sad to say, okay, at 17, what do you want to be when you grow up? But there was a tool that I use with families where students are able to look at careers that fit them. So you start college knowing, okay, this is what I might want to do. So say you want to become a teacher and realize that's not what I want to do, at least you knew a backup career for you, as
Mhm.
opposed to kids who start at a school and now want to transfer and you're going to transfer, but your money isn't going with you.
Mhm.
So the loan money is not going to be as available. And then at graduate level as well, they're limiting that money as also. And
Gets
then
tougher.
thirdly, with the parents,
Mhm.
Parent Plus loans, parents now can only borrow a maximum of $65,000 per child, as opposed to before you
Oh
could borrow
boy.
up to 30,000 if you needed. So what's that going to make people do if they can is borrow from private companies, which the interest rate is way higher.
Right.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
we want to stay away from the loans as much as possible.
How can parents reach you? What is your website? How do they reach you? Is it through social
So yeah.
media?
So I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram, College Cafe underscore. I'm on Facebook, College Cafe. The website is collegecafeonline.org. So I would say that Instagram is the easiest way to start following me, send me a DM, and then I can send you all the other information because you may not remember the website, be like, what? Which one is it? So
Mhm.
Instagram is the easiest way, College Cafe underscore. And I'll definitely reach out to
College Cafe underscore.
underscore. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you for visiting us, Dr.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cassia.
Thanks for
thank
having
You're
you.
me.
amazing.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having
A
me.
Thank you for
pleasure seeing you
helping.
again.
Happy to share. I'm available to families because I don't want people to not be able to realize their dreams because they didn't have enough information.
Ah,
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
right. That's right.
Pleasure.
Okay, so
Thank
thank
you.
you again.
You're
I
welcome.
wish we could talk longer, but I want to say thank you for helping my son and
You're
for
welcome.
all those that are out there that are going to use your
Resource.
information, your resources, etc. And we'll definitely put your information out there for more people to come and get help. So, Dr. Ada, thank you again.
Thank
And
you.
we will be back soon.
Yes. Thank
Guys,
you. Have a good
bye
one.
guys.
Bye-bye.